The New England Patriots went out there and defeated the Buffalo Bills 23-20 on Sunday Night Football, and for Stefon Diggs, it was one of the most successful revenge games of all time. For the Patriots, a huge win and so much to get to, but Stefon Diggs, to me, was the biggest story of the game. And not to say that Drake Maye wasn't great, right? Drake Maye was great all game, and he's been a top 10 quarterback so far this season. But Stefon Diggs, I did not expect him to go off quite like this. 10 catches, 146 yards, and you could tell from before the game he was the story, obviously, as an old Bills player. And as the game took off, Stefon Diggs was amazing. The routes he was running, just the underneath routes, the undercuts, the catch, and then the getting the yards after the catch on those plays were great. He was a constant safety blanket for Drake Maye. And then there were plays when Drake Maye would go out, extend the play, that Diggs just knew exactly where to go. Whether it was on the deep play was just such a beautiful pass when Diggs stopped, hit the cornerback, I think it was Tre'Davious with a nasty juke going up, back, and then over back to get to the sideline for Drake Maye to make a target. And Maye threw a great pass on it, but Diggs with the catch, boom. It was just all game. He was locked in. You see him on the sidelines. They were saying he's become a much better leader. He was saying he's become a much more mature player, that he was going through the process of really growing up. And you wonder, I think the big thing for the Patriots, they haven't had a receiver like this since Julian Edelman. Like an explosive number one, and Edelman, you can say he's not that explosive, but in the playoffs he would explode. But a number one target, a safety blanket for the quarterback, and Diggs was 1,000% that tonight. It was impressive stuff. It really was, and he looked like a true number one. Obviously not as fast and explosive as in Buffalo, but almost more secure with the ball, more just the ability to get open. He knows all of the little seams in the defense. And Diggs was just outright outstanding. And for the Patriots, you're hoping that it wasn't just because he was playing the Bills, but that it's a continuation of what they've been building. Over the first 3 games, Diggs wasn't going crazy, but last game you could see it. He had 100 yards. They started hitting him on deep passes, and the him and Maye connection was out there. So you hope for the Patriots that they have a number one receiver, because if they do, this might not just be a blip. It might be a real thing if you get Drake Maye a weapon like the Diggs that we saw last night. Speaking of which, the Bills were out there. They were wearing their all white unis, the snow unis, but they forgot one thing. I forgot something, and the Patriots fans reminded me in the comments. Shout out Pats fans. Snow melts in May. Drake Maye was amazing. He was the only player out there that wasn't playing sloppy. I guess him, Diggs, and some of the Bills' offense, James Cook. But the game was just a fumble fest, a bunch of turnovers, some of which, the defenses were just flying. It was physical. It was a division game with 2 really good teams. And Drake Maye has clearly arrived. Like I said, the first half, it was touch and go, but he wasn't doing anything wrong, and he didn't have that imploding play. They did have a couple risky passes, yes, but almost only counts in horseshoes and hand grenades. And so he didn't have those plays that kind of cost Josh Allen the game. And late in the game, clutch drive, the situation you want to see your young quarterback in to see if they have it. Tie game, Sunday Night Football, playing Josh Allen. I know you're playing the Bills defense. The Bills defense and Sean McDermott had been hooping. First play, I think a terrible play call, but Drake Maye is now one-on-one. He stiff arms the defender, throws it to Diggs, who makes a great catch from 2 yards, makes it 11. And to me, that kind of summed up the day. What Drake Maye was doing out there and finding Diggs and avoiding pressure and not making the bad play and just finding a way to get the hot guy the ball. Diggs was on fire and he just kept feeding him. But a lot of quarterbacks don't do that. And I mean, for him to outplay Josh Allen in prime time is impressive stuff. We don't know what it means, but before the season, I had been so hype on the Patriots. I liked a lot that they had going on. Loved Vrabel. You know, I thought the defense would be better, and I thought Vrabel would instill some culture, and he has, to this team, as you can see. I mean, if you can get the Titans to the playoffs, I believe you're a good coach. And so he came over, and the first 4 weeks, up and down, right? Like, you lose to the Raiders, ouch. Bounce back win. Then you lose to the Steelers, that fumble fest. Huge bounce back win last week, beating the brakes off the Panthers. But the team had just been up and down. And the real question I had going into the season, or what I thought was happening, is Drake Maye ready for this? But then, as the weeks go on, as you start getting a fuller look at the stats and what's really happening, Drake Maye is top 10 in a lot of things, in yards, passer rating. He's been playing like a top 10 quarterback. And Sunday night, you saw it. He was hooping out there. Drake Maye, if he continues on this trajectory, hey man, the Patriots have one. Because I didn't think Josh McDaniels coached necessarily a great game. And their offense has some issues. But they went down the field, got that field goal, won the game thanks to Drake Maye just being cool, calm, collected under pressure, and just playing an extremely smart, intelligent game that the Patriots needed him to play, and then making some explosive plays. He wasn't just holding on to the ball. He was out there making plays, huge ones, and that's why the Patriots won. Well, one of the reasons. That Patriots defense, there are certain times when you can see it. And I'm happy I'm doing this now because I've watched every game this week. There was no defense playing with more deadly intentions than the Patriots this week. And you'll see it a lot later in the season when your defense is really established, obviously in playoff games. But the Patriots knew they wanted this. They were smoking people. The hits, they forced 2 fumbles. Now one, Dawson Knox and Josh Allen just missed connection on a handoff. But those hits were crazy. And they were flying around. And you saw Christian Gonzalez, his impact. They tried to go after him. SWAT Master 3000. He was not letting any of that happen. Stopped huge touchdowns. And in fact, a couple of his deflections led to the play of the game for the defense. And this guy, Marcus Jones, man, punt returner extraordinaire, who's also their slot. And he comes up with a huge interception, undercutting the Josh Allen pass. And those turnovers ended up being the difference. But that defense looked impressive. And Josh Allen is going to do Josh Allen things, right? I think one thing about them, they were trying to just play their defense. And some of that meant that they were going to pass rush. And Josh is a tough player to pass rush because he's going to be gone. He's not going to wait. He's going to step right up in the pocket. And the Bills' offensive line is really good. So when you don't keep that contained, Josh can be gone. They didn't care. They kept doing it. And you could tell later in the game, Josh was feeling that frustration and the physical, not the mental pressure of a game in October, but the physical pressure of the Patriots defense, because they were just relentless all night, and it was impressive. So that Patriots defense definitely showed that they are also for real, and that they continue to get better week after week. We're going fourth down, though. A tentative fourth down, kicking the field goal. So we're not going for it. But just something to note. Will the Patriots' undiscipline cause them? It already caused them the Steelers game. I think it's a very good team. I think other than those, they are very well coached on offense and defense. They make plays. However, on one of the TD drives the Bills had in the second half, 2 15-yard penalties on the drive, both very bad. And they played with that aggression, but they were bad hits. One was a late hit, and one was, I think, a hit to the helmet of Josh Allen. And then Stevenson, Ramondre, another fumble. They keep giving him the ball. Antonio Gibson sadly left the game on a kick return. His knee looked like it's done, and he looks like he's done for the season, if that looked how it looked. So now you have Stevenson and Henderson. They need another running back, because Stevenson at any point want to get rid of this guy. He's a mess. Just keeps fumbling the ball. When he fumbled it, they were at the 40, cruising off of a turnover. Next play, Stevenson fumble. Can't happen, dude. You cannot fumble the ball every week. But they think it's okay and they keep giving the ball. So you just wonder, will the Pats team undisciplined nature, their super aggression, but it's leading to some undisciplined plays, will it cost them? But right now for the Patriots, 3-2. You got the tiebreaker over the Bills, who are 4-1, and you are right there. 3 easy games coming up. I think I saw Saints on the schedule. So for the Pats, great day to be a Pats fan, and we will see if they can continue what looks like it's a playoff season to me. Playoffs? You kidding me? But that's what it looks like for the Patriots. And I'm interested to see where they go going forward. Thank you guys so much for watching. Hopefully you enjoyed this video. What I'm trying to do is I'm trying to do weekly videos for each team. So we have playlists directed to your team and the week in the description. Hopefully you guys enjoyed. Please like, subscribe, and most importantly, comment in that section. I'd love to talk to you guys about what you think about the videos, what could be improved, what I did right. Thank you again. Lumia Sports. Peace.